In a small town, divided not by walls but by fate, two brothers were born under the same roof, yet destined for two very different lives. Their names were Adam and Daniel. Their father, Mr. Robert Hale, was once a hard-working man who believed deeply in family and fairness. Their mother passed away when the boys were young, leaving behind love, memories, and a silence that never truly left the house. Adam, the elder brother, was sharp-minded, confident, and ambitious. Daniel, the younger one, was gentle, kind-hearted, and patient. As children, they shared the same bed, the same food, and the same dreams. But life, as it often does, slowly pulled them apart. When their father died suddenly, everything changed. A distant uncle took Adam to the city, promising him education, comfort, and a future filled with opportunities. Daniel, still young and fragile, was left behind in the town with a poor, distant relative who could barely afford 2 meals a day. That was the day two brothers began living in two different worlds. Adam's world, wealth and power. Adam grew up in the city, surrounded by tall buildings, expensive schools, and people who spoke the language of money. He studied hard, not out of love for knowledge, but out of hunger for success. Years passed. Adam became a successful businessman. He wore expensive suits, drove luxury cars, and lived in a grand house on a hill overlooking the city. People respected him, feared him, and praised him. But behind closed doors, Adam often felt empty. He had everything, except peace. Sometimes, late at night, he remembered a small boy with soft eyes who used to share his bread and smile even when hungry. But Adam buried those memories deep inside his heart. Daniel's world, poverty and patience. Daniel's life was very different. He grew up in a small, broken house near the dusty road. He worked as a laborer, sometimes washing dishes, sometimes carrying bricks, sometimes selling vegetables in the market. Life was cruel to Daniel, but he never became bitter. He learned to smile with pain, to share even when he had nothing, and to thank God even on days when he slept hungry. People in the town knew Daniel as an honest man. He was poor, but his heart was rich. Every night before sleeping, Daniel looked at the stars and whispered a silent prayer for his brother Adam, wherever he was. A meeting written by fate. One day, fate decided to test both brothers. Adam returned to the town for a business project. He did not recognize the dusty streets, the old market, or the broken houses. To him, it all looked small and meaningless. Daniel, on the other hand, heard rumors that a rich businessman had come to town. He never imagined it could be his brother. Their paths crossed at a small roadside tea stall. Adam's expensive car stopped nearby. Daniel was serving tea. Their eyes met. For a moment, time stood still. "Daniel," Adam whispered. "Yes, Adam," Daniel replied, his voice shaking. Two brothers, separated by years, wealth, and pain, stood face to face again.
Chapter 1. A Childhood in Poverty. In a small, forgotten town, surrounded by dusty roads and broken houses, lived a boy named Daniel. Poverty was not something he learned later in life. It was the first thing he ever knew. He was born into a family where hunger was common and hope was rare. Daniel's father worked as a daily laborer. Some days he earned a little, some days nothing at all. His mother washed clothes for wealthy families to earn a few extra coins. Their house was made of weak bricks, and when it rained, water leaked through the roof. At night, Daniel could hear his parents whispering about debts and unpaid bills. While other children played with toys, Daniel played with broken stones. While others dreamed of becoming doctors or engineers, Daniel dreamed of one simple thing: a full meal for his family. Many times, Daniel went to sleep hungry. His stomach hurt, but what hurt more was seeing his mother cry silently. Poverty shaped him early, but it also planted something powerful inside him: determination. Chapter 2. The Pain of Being Poor. School was another battlefield. Daniel wore the same torn clothes every day. Other children laughed at him, calling him the poor boy. Teachers ignored him because he could not afford books or uniforms. One day, during lunch break, Daniel sat alone while others ate. A boy mocked him and threw bread on the ground. Daniel picked it up, cleaned it, and ate it. That moment burned deep inside his heart. That night, Daniel promised himself, "I will never let poverty control my life forever." But promises are easy. Life is hard. Chapter 3. Early Struggles and Hard Work. At the age of 12, Daniel started working after school. He cleaned shops, carried loads, and helped mechanics. His hands became rough, his childhood disappeared, but his spirit grew stronger. Every coin he earned went to his family. Still, it was never enough. His father fell sick, and Daniel became the main earner of the house. Many people told him to quit school forever and accept his fate. But Daniel refused. At night, under a weak candle, he studied borrowed books. He believed knowledge was the only door out of poverty. Chapter 4. Failure and Rejection. When Daniel was 18, he went to the city looking for a better job. The city was cruel. Employers rejected him because he had no degree, no connections, and no money. He slept on footpaths. Some nights he had nothing to eat. Once, a shop owner cheated him and refused to pay his wages. Daniel cried alone, questioning